As we continue to speak about the 8 steps to performance staffing, the fourth step is sourcing. How do we find our people? Obviously, if we don't know who we're looking for, we won't be able to find them. So we've done the background in terms of who we're looking for, who we're trying to find. We understand how we're now going to speak to those people in light of our employment brand. But how do we find the people? Now that we know exactly who we need and exactly who we want to go out and find, we have to find the mechanisms that allow us to find as many, if not all, of those people that are out there. So we start with, number one, who we're looking for. We start, number two, where are we willing or looking to find them? Are we looking to relocate, or do we need to stay within a geographical area? Once we have that circumference and we know what our profile is, we know who we need, how do we get to those people? How do we reach them? How do we speak to them? How do we get in front of them? How do we deliver our message to them so they know about us now and they have the opportunity to make that value decision now as to whether or not they want to apply or find out more, or so that it's lodged in their brain for the future. You know, sourcing or recruiting and marketing is interwoven. They're the same thing. They're exactly the same. And in marketing, the goal is reach a target audience, deliver a message about a service or a product, and have people, the consumer, respond to that marketing message, either to come buy that product today or have that product lodged in their mind so when they're ready, they'll go out and buy it. Well, recruiting is no different. The challenge is our organizations don't act like marketing departments. We're not as scientific. We're not as aggressive. We're not as specific with how we market our positions or market our jobs or market our company. So the question becomes, you know, where do you start with sourcing? The first step is you must have a solid internal job posting program. You must get your best candidates from your internal employees and get that ability to move people up within the organization, which obviously creates opportunity. It creates retention. It creates growth within the organization. The longer you can hang on to your current employees because of the knowledge base that they have about your organization, the better off you'll be. The second thing is employee referral campaigns. Employee referral programs are dynamic, effective ways to source and recruit candidates. I mean, obviously, it makes everybody within your organization a lobbyist, an evangelist, a salesperson, a recruiter for your company as they go out to friends and colleagues and people in the marketplace and talk about your organization from their experience, which is very effective. So, number one, internal job postings. Number two, a coordinated, effective, strategic, ongoing, sophisticated employee referral program. Number three, the employment section of your website. It must be treated as a marketing tool, not just with your applicant tracking system and not just a couple of rudimentary pieces of information, but the employment section of your website should be a bevy of information that surrounds who you are as an employer. Extending your employment brand, not just talking about the jobs and the positions and application online, but giving people a wide range of information about anything having to do with life at your company. There should be a lot of effort, a lot of information, a lot of strategy developed or built on developing the employment section of your website. Next is, how do I go out to the marketplace and find my best candidates? According to all the statistics out there, the number one best strategy to find people lies in the fact that there's over 130 some odd million Americans that have posted their resumes online. That's close to 65 to 70% of the American workforce that have put their resumes online, asking you, requesting you to let them know when you've got an opportunity that's relevant to their skill, their background, their work experience, etc. We have to find better ways to access that tremendous amount of data that's underneath our noses. Now, similarly, most of us have internal systems, whether it's a applicant tracking system or a file folder or a Rolodex of previous people that we've spoken to a month ago, 2 weeks ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, that were potential employees that didn't come to work for us for whatever reason. Keeping in touch with those people, developing the infrastructure to stay in touch with those people is critical, because there's only so many people within a given geographical market, if not nationally, that will ever have the skills or backgrounds or experiences that you need, never mind fit within the culture of who you are as an organization. So we have to be much more judicious, much more strategic, much more scientific about how we leverage the Sunday classified sections, or how we leverage the newspaper in general. If only 4% of people are looking at the classified section, then have we thought about being in the sports section or the Life Beat section or the business section for our recruitment advertising? How about direct mail campaigns? How do we leverage job fairs? How do we leverage open houses? There are not an unlimited number of ways to recruit, to find people. The goal ultimately is to find all of those people that would ever have the backgrounds that you need and you want within your geographical market. Have that in a database somewhere so you control the data and continue to market to that group of people. I was talking to a client recently in the Northeast, and it was a hospital. And I asked the director of staffing, how long has your hospital been in this area? And she said, 110 years, very proudly. And this individual was having problems finding nurses. And she said, not a lot of nurses really know about us in this area. I said, you've been here 110 years and not a lot of nurses really know about you in the area? By now, after 110 years, wouldn't you think that you would have the name, address, telephone number, email address, and picture of every nurse that lived within a 40-mile radius of your facility? But you haven't done that. So we need to be smarter about sourcing. Ads in newspapers, using third-party search firm, job fairs should be at the end of the food line when it comes to finding people. Postings on websites should be at the end of the food line when it comes to finding people. There's 55,000 employment websites out there right now. How do you know where your candidates, most of your candidates, all of your candidates, some of your candidates are going to be? While you're on Monster, they're going to Career Builder. While you're on Career Builder, they're going to Hot Jobs. We're rolling the dice. There is a better way to source candidates. And we must be smarter about it. We must be more strategic about it. We must be more scientific about it. There's a better way to do it.